What's up, collective? This is the Authentic Empress. So, I'm currently resting right now and recovering, receiving life force energy, healing, and pushing out energy remnants as a result of energy's attempts to attach an entity to me via innocent interaction. Now, I'm just going to share my testimony. Understand that there are some things that your spirit team and the divine directly will reveal to you that you may not have immediate support that believes what God reveals to you. A lot of cases, people will deem something practical, something coincidental. Um, for example, um, there's a lot of viruses and it's flu season, bacteria, yada, yada, yada. And yes, that is a thing. However, spiritually, there's a such thing as people trying to transfer or attach things to you that you that will make you sick, especially if you are a vessel where your body goes into an immediate rejection of whatever that is. So I'm just sitting here meditating, praying, and the situation is I had bits and pieces, puzzle pieces to what's going on, what I'm dealing with, why I'm sick, or why I'm going through this wave of sickness. And there's a lot of symbolic synchronicities associated as well. So I've also uncovered the individuals involved. So there's something about your discernment and your intuition never misleading you. It's just a matter of honoring it and not allowing practical perception to um, cause you to delude yourself or delude what the divine is revealing to you. Okay. So, um, I noticed that this particular client, he was very odd. Um, and I was wondering, okay, well, maybe he's like um mentally challenged or autistic, and I'm the kind of person that when it comes to my clients, when it comes to how I handle people in general and overall, my initial approach is going to be from a loving place. Like, it makes no sense to just come at people with some type of spite. I'm not that person that gets envious of people, jealous or none of that. I literally vibrate the frequency of love. I am a Taurus sun in tropical, and I am a Libra rising and North Node in tropical astrology. In Vedic astrology, I am a Scorpio rising. Um, I want to say a Virgo moon or Pisces moon in Vedic. It could be Pisces Venus in tropical. My Venus is in Gemini and my moon is in Cancer. Now, I am armed with a lot of empowered psychic inclination, psychic abilities. Um, with that being said, you know how some of you guys know that scripture says, "Before these things spring up, I shall tell you of them." Even the way that I'm speaking and how I sound and how my voice sounds like much clearer opposed to how I sounded an hour ago when I contacted loved ones in regards to how I was feeling today. There's been a huge shift in the way that I sound because, like I said, after meditating, after I spoke with him, I meditated, sat still and followed my intuition, my discernment, and began to allow God to speak to me, give me these downloads, ask questions and receive the answers. So I know the people involved. I know exactly how it was done. So again, this was done by innocent interaction. So I was at work, right? Now, there was an intentional veil placed to basically prolong me discovering what's actually going on, right? So I had bits and pieces, okay, but there was still like a blockage due to the discomfort of my body rejecting whatever this is. So initially, I began to feel um, pressure in my heart space. Okay. So the reason why the pressure in my case, okay, I'm not speaking for anyone else. I'm speaking in regards to my experience, my case, and what God revealed to me. Heavy emphasis on everyone is supposed to have a united um, firmly strong, steadfast connection with the divine. And even though you will have friends and family who are soulmates, who are soul tribe, there are some things that only you and the divine, only the divine can directly give you clarity about. Only the divine can reveal to you. Mind you, God is omniscient, God is omnipresent, God is all knowing and all seeing. So, so Sunday, I slept well through the night. The day before that, or before I went to sleep, I felt guided to look deeper into my Vedic astrology. And that's when I discovered that I am a Scorpio rising and all those things. So, Scorpio energy is, Pluto, Mars energy. So, in ways, um, when your Scorpio energy is in a healthy expression, you uncover deep hidden suppressed information, things deeply at the bottom of the ocean. You know how there are some stories and revelations involving um, people uh, exploring the ocean, scuba diving, and how there's like an ocean underneath the ocean. How the ocean holds so much mystery, and mind you, the ocean is water itself. There's a lot of things in the ocean that have yet to be discovered. With that being said, there are some things that God would directly reveal to you that may take a little more time and effort for others to discover, right? So, with that being said, Scorpio energy is also like deep, deep underneath the surface. So you may for example, there would be more surface talk, surface um, diagnoses or understanding of things before you delve deeper, but you have to be willing to delve deeper, right? And that's not easy. Not everybody is in that space to be able to do that. For example, most people when they go to the beach, they generally stay on the shore. They like to jump waves and stuff like that, opposed to the scarce group of people who are into scuba diving. It takes a lot of courage and boldness to scuba dive, okay? Because water pressure, literally the pressure of water can kill you, right? So, anywho, um, so God, those are examples of how God kind of was giving me tools, information to prepare me for what was to come, hence this sickness or this exchange from this client. Now, the thing about the client is that his behavior, I found it to be very odd behavior. Um, and so that's why I assume, okay, well, maybe he's autistic, maybe he's schiz, whatever the case may be, because he had lacked social cues. Um, but as the massage continued, his energy began to settle, right? Mind you, this is when the exchange occurred. So, um, which would explain. Now, here's me thinking or looking at things from a practical space, Virgo energy. But Virgo, you have to remember, um, Virgo rules health, health systems and all of that. But Virgo is also the hermit, right? So Virgo energy is like those people who discover cures for certain illnesses that has been challenging or whatever, for most people. That's just an example of Virgo energy, that attention to detail. So, in meditating, I'm in this attention to detail energy, this blend of Virgo, Scorpio energy, right? So anyway, again, I felt it in my heart space first. Um, Later in the day, it progressed to my legs, then my limbs overall. I began to feel like achiness. Now, all of this is one-on-one flu symptoms, right? So, the following day, now mind you, I'm still able to breathe, fine, sinuses are clear, yada yada yada. So then, um, I woke up the next day with a headache, right? So the way Spirit is revealing all this to me this evening is, that blockage of truth. So I developed a cough yesterday, the day before yesterday, I believe. That was Monday night. I developed a cough. Um, and it progressed Monday night and Tuesday, right? So Spirit revealed to me that not only was there was this dark magic to attach an entity to me via innocent interaction, meaning I was um quote unquote weak. I was open to receive in a way because I wasn't fully conscious. I'm working. I am fully in the spirit. When I'm servicing clients. So my heart space was open to a degree, and that's where it initially tried to attach itself. That's why I felt the pressure there first. Um, and it progressed into the rest of my body, and then lastly my head, that went away, and then it came back after developing like a very very severe cough, um, and feeling like this coldness running through my body and a desire for really really hot water or hot temperatures, like such as bathing and stuff like that. Now mind you, I've been bathing with frankincense and myrrh, all natural soap. This is my spiritual soap. This is one of my spiritually cleansing soaps. And I purchased this a few days before all of this unraveled. So, mind you, this is just an example of God keeping you 10 steps ahead. Now, with that being said, the other night, when Spirit revealed to me that I was still undergo a rapid recovery, right? Um, so I'm technically on day 3, right? Um, that night when I reached for my purse, it was the star card and the 8 of wands in the upright. And the way that I depicted those two cards was rapid recovery, right? However, looking at it now, yes, rapid recovery, but also projections towards my health, right? Projections towards that star energy, right? Um, so yeah, not only has my body been thoroughly rejecting this energy and blah blah blah, they attached that energy to me, that entity, um, but it wasn't really able to fully latch onto me. So I was still like moving around. Now today was different. Today, I spent more time like laying down, and when I got up, I wasn't really feeling that great. Now today overall out of each day has kind of been the worst, right? So, however, got to be smart, right? I also haven't really been drinking that much fluids today. Just like every other day, I haven't really been eating. I haven't eaten anything today, right? So, there was things that now sometimes your body naturally fasts, and fasting is a part of it as well. Um, so there's like different methods for body, mind, and soul to rebalance itself, to rid and detox and purify itself, right? So all of that, is divinely orchestrated, right? Now, here's the kicker. I kept having this feeling of wanting to vomit, like this nausea feeling of wanting to vomit. Now, if you're familiar with like possession and stuff like that, think about how people begin to get sick, right? When they initially get possessed, like they fall ill, right? And, when it progresses within them, when they don't really do their due diligence, but there's an exorcism taking place, they begin to vomit and stuff like that. So, um, this is not a situation where, oh, I was low vibrational and this is why they was able to attach the energy, the entity to me. So these are people who think, who are trying to play smarter or more intelligent than me, understanding how powerful my discernment and intuition is, right? That I'm a prophetic dreamer and, the divine, basically I'm not just, I'm not easy, to combat, right? To target. And so this was someone's grand idea to attach it to me by weakness of me having my heart space open. But, due to me not really being a viable vessel to that energy, I immediately went into this rejection phase. So, and you could say that most people do, absolutely. However, not everybody is armed with knowledge, wisdom, understanding of what's going on, how to thoroughly move through that process and hence speed that rapid recovery. So, anyway, um, not only did was there magic done to attach this entity to me. Now, here's the kicker: this was supposed to make me even more vulnerable to more dark magic, death spells, more spell work. Okay, stagnancy spells, delusion spells, and all of this shit due to the pain, due to the discomfort. Um, but um, So what spirit revealed to me is that after, I fell into this sickness and recovery, quote unquote, now that my physical is more in a weaker state, there was more dark magic done to amplify the sickness. Hence why I was good the first 2 days, blah, blah, blah. Now, I know the average person is going to say, well, generally, that's how sickness works. Like it progressing, the severity intensifies over time. Absolutely, that is a thing. However, I had to go by what the divine reveals to me. So what God revealed to me is that there was more dark magic done to amplify after I fell into this sickness. Now that my physical vessel is in a weakened state. Um, so return to sender. So I did my due diligence. My return to sender, I asked questions about people who I know have it out for me to see who's involved, who's all involved. I explored deeper into the symbology of it all, the timing, everything, just combing all of the details. And I came to the uh the the reveal, the great reveal of what's actually going on. Now, mind you, at least an hour and a half ago, I sounded more nasally, all of that. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is hilarious to me. Um, it's so crazy. So they show me the people who were involved. And this was a multi-party type of thing as well. Um, and not that these people were like intentionally working together or know of each other. It's more so the people who are not in proximity of me doing whatever they're doing, as well as the people who are in proximity of me seeing what's going on and then trying to jump on the bandwagon, trying to take advantage and, amplify or boost the energy. Um, Now, people are seeing, um, there's something here about my resilience that's heavily emphasized. Is damn near spooky. Now, I'm just doing like my herbal therapy and, yada, 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 getting my gut health in order, doing what I know to do, but based off the wisdom and the knowledge that the divine has given me over time in regards to healing myself. Um, but there was this energy of wanting me to doubt those things, wanting me to be codependent on others when I already know what to do, when I already have the truth, like when I already um, know how to properly care for self, right? Now, here's the thing, too. You know how God said everything works, so all things work together for the good of those who love God. So no matter the situation, no matter the witchcraft, the dark magic, the demonic intent, blah, 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 God always has a way of working it out in your favor. Um, for example, I needed to rest. For example, what I picked up initially was, okay, I made a decision out of um, the temptation of hustle energy, survival mode, so I digested the lesson that I was supposed to, right? However, and I was able to get necessary rest that I needed, and also be ye reminded that I have to keep myself as a number one priority, not to overextend or push past my physical boundaries as well. And I'm not somebody who generally, does that anyway. However, like I said, I was tempted by hustle energy, survival mode energy. So that is where I fell short as well. So again, this is all, again, an opportunity for God to show people that God is God, period. Okay, that God is supreme, that anybody who has the Spirit of God dwelling within them, is not going to be the same outcome. It's not going to will the outcome that your enemies want, regardless. It's also going to highlight your strength, right? And so, yeah, I think I pretty much uh, gave like a pretty good synopsis of that, So I was guided to share that just in case anyone resonates with it. If anybody is in that gloomy energy of, what's going on, um, yada, yada, yada. So I know that this energy has been returned. These energies are sick as well. Um, in different ways, and it's continuously intensifying. The severity is intensifying as well. This was also used as an advantage where energies that are trying to mirror my energy, that are trying to destiny swap, yada yada yada, right? They have to, if they so desperately want to destiny swap with me, want my blessings, my abundance, my life, and what's attached to my Akashic record, the covenant that I have with Source. People get blinded by the external a lot. People um, undermine that there's a lot of tests, a lot of things, a lot of warfare and battles that you've had to overcome and endure as a result. To who much is given, much is required. So this also wards off energy that's been trying to mirror or destiny swap with my energy, because now, they're being impacted by the sickness, the illness, the entity attachments. Now, again, being that I'm not really a viable vessel for that energy to remain, um, yeah, that's not the case for everybody, that's involved, especially anybody with ill or evil intent. However, the intent of God is that hopefully it edifies these people, it teaches these people, and it brings them back to God, because God is the ultimate strength. God is the healer. God is the redeemer, right? But yeah. That's pretty much it. I'm not gonna pull cards. They told me not to pull any cards, just to intuitively speak and allow the divine to speak through me. So don't underestimate your power, and never underestimate the power of God. Never underestimate your discernment and your intuition, because more than likely it revealed to you things that were off putting. Like you saw the makings of something, but you will also be prepared, pre-prepared by the divine, right? All right, you guys. There are some individuals too, who are who try to take advantage of energy, who will try to use this as a means of getting back in your um, good terms with you. Okay. Because generally when people are sick, um, if you're not careful, you can be more vulnerable to accepting help from anybody, right? People are banking on you being weaker, um, and them showing up as a savior, a helper, right? A helpmate. So just be mindful of that. Pray about everything. Pray without ceasing. Okay, do your due diligence. Honor all the wisdom, the understanding, the knowledge that God has blessed you with, has written in your heart. And I love you guys. Okay, I love you guys. I love you. God loves you. But none of this matters if you don't love you. All right, see you guys next time.